Hi, and welcome to Marketing Live TV for this week. This week we are going to, or I'm going to, cover social media integration and how it can assist you in optimizing the amount of time and effort that you spend on your social media. So one of the things that is available to pretty much everyone is the ability to connect a number of different systems so that you can maximize the amount of time and effort you spend on getting the individual channels posted and getting something out or like on all channels. So I'm going to give you some tips for how to think about that and how to build an integrated social strategy for organic posts. Now I'm going to leave the paid stuff to another show, but for now let's get into it on Marketing Live TV. Alright, thanks for watching at Marketing Live TV. My name's Jason, and just want to say thanks for watching. And if you like any part of the show or you want to connect with us, please feel free to connect on the social channels there, or reach out at marketinglive.tv. We are doing a number of posts like this, some videos like this. It's all live and interactive. You can comment on any of the channels and we will have a look at, and we'll try and get back to you while throughout the show. So just saying hi to the two people that are watching on Facebook. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to feature on Marketing Live TV, or if there's anything that you would like covered, please feel free to reach out. Alright, so this week we're covering organic social media strategy and integration. Now, I'm not going to teach you in this show what to post and when to post and stuff like that, because that's going to be related to your own community and how you engage with your customers. What I am going to show you is how to increase the amount of output for your time. So how you can integrate a number of systems that are available and what you should be thinking of in terms of how you can get the most out of your time spent posting on social media. So jumping in, one of the main issues with social media is which ones to choose, where to go, what channels to choose, which ones to spend your time on, what's worth it and what isn't. Now, I can't guide you as to which ones that is right for your business, because that's probably the question that you need to ask, and it's the first area that I'm going to talk about today, is just picking the right channels. So for example, if you're a B2B business, you might want to be looking at LinkedIn, also Facebook, or a couple of other channels like Twitter, where people are there broadly, but also in a professional manner. So if you are more of a retail business, choosing channels like Instagram, Pinterest, where you can engage with people who are interested in the visual side of something, that might have more of an appeal than LinkedIn or a more professional type social media. Now, every business should have at least a YouTube channel. If not doing videos, then you're falling behind. So that's a given. So while this collective strategy doesn't talk about creative. I won't talk about the creative today. I will talk about the systems integration. So, all right. So let's just have a look at one of. Sorry, bear with me. So let's talk a little bit about social media and the objective of social media for your business. So like any other marketing channel, social media is what you call a borrowed database, where you don't own that customer. If they subscribed to your own business email subscriber list, or they become a member of your closed user group, then they become an owned database. But a social media connection is a borrowed database, or a borrowed contact, because realistically what you're doing is you're sharing that contact with other people, and you don't actually own the ability or the right to communicate with them on a one-to-one basis. So that, in the hierarchy of communication, that makes it not that the social media contact, while valuable, not as valuable as a subscriber to your own business database. So the purpose the purpose of social media, or the strategy for social media, is to acquire a large volume of followers or people who are interested in what you have to say. Now, this may be because you have a great product. It may be because they love your visual posts. It may be whatever it is. You need to appeal to a group of people that have a common interest. So that's where the bulk of the people will be, and that's the acquisition part. So you need to spend a large amount of time and a large amount of effort acquiring customers into or to connect with you via social media. In conjunction with that, and the second part of that, is the engagement. So now, this being a social media strategy, the engagement with those people that have given you the right basically to talk to them, you need to then engage with them, make sure that you're providing something of value to them on those social channels, and then by doing that, they will engage with people who are like-minded, and then you'll see that there's an arrow driving up more acquisition. So the more engagement you have with your existing members, the more likely you will have to have a higher number of acquisition. So it feeds upwards. So unlike a general sales conversion funnel where it all filters down and you end up with a result, the more you do at the bottom should feed the top as well. So following the engagement, you then have conversion. Now, conversion on a social media channel is different from conversion on a website. Conversion may not be a sale. Conversion may be a subscriber to your database. Conversion may also be a review to increase your online reputation. So you need to understand what you're trying to get out of the social media channels before you can then start targeting what your acquisition and engagement strategies. So obviously, the more people that convert, they're obviously more higher engaged, then that feeds upwards, then the higher engagement, the more people will see it being the idea that it is social media and it is shared. So that's the overall strategy funnel that you should be thinking about when you are thinking about social media for your business. How are you going to get the conversions? What do you need to do to engage the customers that you have that have connected with you on social media, and then how are you going to acquire new customers that will then feed down to the conversion funnel. All right, so looking at that, we sorry, I just thought I'd jump back and say thanks for the guys on Facebook. There's 6 of you watching, so really great to have you on board. And obviously, if there's anything that you would like me to chat about, or if you've got any questions, feel free to sing out, post or comment, and I'll make sure that I cover what you need. Also, to the couple of guys watching on YouTube, thanks, and again, feel free to comment, and I will hopefully be able to answer any questions. So jumping back in, once you have your objectives, now depending on what they are, you obviously, return on investment, being return on time or spend, is an important thing for any marketing person to consider, and social media channels are no different. You need to be able to understand the time and effort that you're putting into something, and how is that affecting or your business, or could you spend that time better doing something else. Now, social media is one of the really popular, let's just say, things at the moment, where every business wants to be a part of social media. They want to be in there. They all are trying to do the viral thing. Now, while that is all well and good, and it does cause a number of overload issues, let's just say, within social media, where everyone is posting everything all the time. So that's one hurdle. The second hurdle is, because there's a number of social channels, you then need to, and if it is your business objective to be on a number of those, I highly recommend not being on all of them, because unless you've got a dedicated team, you probably won't do them all well. So I recommend choosing a number of them and then focusing on doing them really well. Now, if you have a business and you have a website and you have 3 to 4 social channels, and you have your email database, there's a lot to be across. So what I recommend is integrating some systems to make sure that you can, if you can, and if you have the inclination, to do it once and distribute that information across multiple times. Now, the underlying fact about, or objective of this strategy that I'll present shortly, is that the most valuable customer you have is one that's subscribed to the database you own. Now, if you have 100,000 100,000 followers on Facebook, and you have 50,000 followers on Instagram, or even 100 followers on Instagram, and all of the other channels, but you have 10 people in your database, at any point in time, the social channel could change their algorithms. They could change the amount of communication that you have. Someone could pose a copyright infringement or something, and that can shut your ability to communicate with those customers down at any point in time. Now, that's a business risk if you're relying on them. So the risk is a lot lower when you have control and you understand that the owned database you have and the owned assets you have, like your website, are far more valuable when you can drive them to those. So if I'll bring up an example of an integrated strategy and talk through this, and so that you can see. So this is an example of an integrated system or a series of integrated systems that will allow you to, one, multiply the distribution for the amount of effort, but two, with the objective of driving everyone back to eventually your own database. So if we talking through this, I'll start at the start, which is your website. Now, your website is the critical place where you're trying to drive everyone. So what in this integration map, what I would recommend is put a blog or a post your ability, whether it's a blog, a number of blogs, a number of content management systems that have an RSS output. Now, the reason RSS, if you're not sure and you're not technical, it's basically a way that you can distribute information that you post onto a website or something like that to other, or a standardized way of providing the information. And then you can style that information any way you like. So here where we have, I'll just zoom this in. So you have what we can see here in the view at the moment is your website with a blog that is within your website. Now it needs to be internal to the website, because if it sits outside, you're not driving people to your website. You're driving people to a secondary site, and it's not as effective as especially with this strategy, but also with other integrated strategies like remarketing and customer journey and customer experience. So make sure that your blog sits within your actual website, and that blog feeds out the RSS, which is the little orange bit that you can see just here. So that, now this integrated strategy uses a system called Hootsuite. Now that system is available to anyone. It's a really good system, and what I'll do is afterwards I'll post a link to Hootsuite so that if anyone isn't aware. Now there's other systems available, there's plenty of other ways of doing this, but this is just an example of how you can do that. Now the other thing that you'll see here, the little green cylinder there, is effectively an indication of the database. So you have your website, your blog within the website that outputs an RSS feed, and then you have your database that is linked in some way, shape or form to your website, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So going back to this strategy, let's just take this business for example. So they've chosen Facebook, Google+, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube as their social channels. So this business would need to, and they've got their email platform, as you would see on your left, or in the far left. So they've got their database, their email system, they have their social channels and their website and their blog. That's a lot of effort to go to, a lot of effort to go to drive everyone back. to the website to drive them to subscribe to then sell their product. So, assuming that you have created your blog, then the RSS feed, you can use Hootsuite to push the RSS feed through to your social channels. Now, it doesn't always work like what is in here, but is as an example, let's just say you post a post on your blog. You've set it up so that you're a retail store and you have a celebrity come in and you take a photo of them, then you post it on your blog. Now, the reason you post it on your blog is because then the links that go through the feed then out to the social channels will then lead, anyone who clicks on those links will then lead back to your website. Now, and that's where all of a sudden they're in your own space, and you can then start to treat them like a customer and convert them. So then if you think about the time and effort that has taken, you've posted it once, and then all of a sudden you've then been able to distribute that to a number of places. So that increases your return on time. So if you have an average of 100 people that see any post on any one channel, you've then posted once, and you'll have somewhere in the vicinity, in this instance it may be 400 people view it across multiple channels. So that's a way of increasing your ability to do multiple posts, reducing your time. So the other thing that you'll see is, if we zoom into here, you'll see that it is also possible to use the RSS feed to push out your email or EDM, which is there as well. So if you are looking at that, then all of a sudden you can then not only push that post out to your social channels, but you can then set a email to be fed from the RSS feed and publish that out to your subscribers. Again, those being the owned database, so the most valuable customers you have, and letting them know of what's going on and that sort of thing is very much what you want to be doing. So the advantage of sending it out via your own email is that your email then links back to your website and your blog, again, where you can convert them where you want to. So there's the how you can drive a number of ways. So the other thing that this sort of strategy allows, so if I zoom in on the other side, is where you have your business. So obviously getting the content for your blog and your posts and that sort of thing is an important part of making sure that you can engage with your customers. So getting the content out to your social channels and back into your blog, so you can post directly from your business or drive that content from your business through to the website and then out to the blog and out to the social channels, which is recommended. The outlier in this is YouTube, because obviously posting videos to a blog is a little bit more difficult and kind of needs to be done in reverse, in that it's posted to YouTube and then promoted via the blog, and that's where this strategy sort of works, in that while you post the video to YouTube, you use the blog to do the promotion, and it pushes it back out to the social channels, which then pushes it back to YouTube, and YouTube does it vice versa as well. Now integrating these channels is, while it may look quite a complex map, it is actually just a couple of well thought out and planned systems that are very easy to set up and very easy to manage. The advantage is it's easier to manage on an ongoing basis, because while you may want to individually post certain things on certain channels and repost certain things multiple times, when it comes to everyday content for your customers that you want to engage with, you are best driving them back to your own site. And by doing the RSS type push, all of the main content from will be driven back, but it's also on your own site from an SEO perspective. So you can build the content on your own site that is publicly facing to get people to come to your site, and it may attract people from outside of those channels. So that's the overall strategy for this week. I wanted to basically just cover that part. And next week we'll go in a bit more detail about integrating some of these systems and how to integrate some of those systems, and we'll do some posts on a blog that will push it out, and we'll show you the result of that. So thanks for watching this week. Please feel free to connect and share if you like any of the content, and we look forward to engaging with you on Marketing Live TV for next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.